Hi, my name is Jay and I am the social media manager here at Connect My Marketing. And welcome to my webinar, Social Media for Dental Associates. So today I'm here to talk to you about why it's really important to make sure your practice is on social media, but also your team members have their professional accounts. So I'm just going to move on to why it's important for you to use social media in dentistry. So if you're here, you probably are aware that social media is a massive part of marketing in today's digital world. So as you can see here, more than half of the world is now on social media. So that's more or less 4.6 billion people. Obviously, when we're looking at dentistry, we're going to be looking at more of your local community area. That's where we're going to be getting your patients in. But when we actually look at using your dentists to use social media, we can actually broaden that horizon. So we can actually start reaching out to more people across the UK. Obviously, if you're based in America, you'll be looking at across the whole of the states. And the reason that we would like to suggest to put your dental associates on social media is because this is going to really help with not only your reputation to bring to the practice, but also the actual dentist's reputation, and also it's going to help with recruitment. So with recruitment, obviously you can look at having people that are not in your local area. They're potentially going to be people that may need to relocate, move, or even potentially move dental practices. So what we're looking to do here with your with having the dental associates on social media, we're looking at building their reputation, so their before and after pictures, their career. And also, because what happens is that with your dentistry page, you're targeting, really it's a tool to get leads. And with this, the strategy is slightly different. But when we actually move out of that, the dentistry bubble, into your actual team members, it's something that we can grow wider on when we're actually looking at a target market. So as you can see here, back to my social media facts, we have so many reasons why you should be on social media. If your dental practice isn't on social media, it really needs to be on. Even if it's a Facebook page, an Instagram page, you don't need to do everything all in one go. But I'd really suggest maybe having a discovery call so that we can help you get everything set up. So so just looking a bit across here, we know that 95 minutes per day, the average adult spends on social media. If you're not on social media now, you're missing out on this advertising. Okay, so I'm just going to move across here. So as I just suggested, the social media is an essential tool to all marketing strategies, and there are very small amount of dental practices that aren't on social media at the moment. The thing is that there's only so many things that you can show on your dentistry page. So this is why, to get ahead of your competition and the other dental practices out there, it's really good to try and bring your dentists into more of like an influencer status. So for instance, they'll be getting some direct access and people are going to want to be coming to them because they have freedom to post on their own social media pages, which in turn is going to bring more leads into your practice. Okay, so this kind of just goes on to my next slide, which is, I've kind of explained it already, but it's really important for your dentists and team members to have their own professional pages. What we'll see on dentists and team pages is you will, it kind of takes the sales away from what we're going to be obviously pushing on dental related pages, and it kind of gives a more humanized feel for the dentists. Because even in today's age, people that the dental anxiety is still real. People they don't know who the dentist is. They don't know what kind of personality they've got. And I think by using an actual professional dentist page, it's something that people can get to know the dentist specifically. It's going to reduce anxiety and obviously help the dentist have their own personal brand as well. So it's a benefit for your practice as well as for the dentist to do this. Obviously, there is cross-posting as well. So if you have a dentist that is posting on their page and tagging you in, that's easy to share over to your social media. So you're not having to double up necessarily. You can just work closely, maybe get some processes in place that if a dentist posts on their social media, they maybe use the collaboration feature. Or they tag you in so that there's something that you can share directly onto your page. So you're not missing out on that content that the team member is providing. So I'm not just necessarily focusing down to dentists. We've seen a real increase in the dental nurse and the dental hygiene community on social media. And also at some of the big events where we're having more dental nurses and hygienist therapists speaking at these events. So this is also a really good area to make sure that you're targeting as well. Also a key for recruitment as well. So the more team members that you have that are linked back to your practice, the more visibility you've got and the more chances that you've got that people are going to want to work with these particular team members. And as soon as you put a recruitment ad out, they're going to want to work with you. So this is why it's really important to make sure that although the dentist has their own page, it's really, really important to make sure that they are still linking to yourselves to make sure that that is coming back, to make sure that it's visible that that particular dentist is working at your practice. So going back to the nurses and hygienists, we know that, especially in the UK, there is a massive shortage of dental nurses at the moment. And we've been working with a couple of practices using certain platforms like TikTok to try and obviously get the younger generation involved in some of the trends. And that's been working really well to get the nurses involved as well, because what we found with recruitment is that because the nurses are kind of seen behind the scenes more, even on professional dentistry pages, you never see the nurses. So if your nurse had her own professional nurse page, it's not only going to help her career, help her confidence, their confidence, it might be a real good tool to use for recruitment as well, share their journey. And obviously if you do look at recruiting, then it's a really, really good tool to have. So here you can see some of the examples that I've got from professional dentistry pages. As you can see here, this top one, they have the team page, which is obviously a good funny photo from the team, linking back to the practice. Then you have the before and after picture, which is the case, and then you have a family-related photo. This is personally one of my favourite accounts because it has so much personality and it is a really human account. So if you went onto their feed, you could see lots of different interaction from dentists, from family members, from patients. It's a really good mix of content that this particular dentist has. So if you were a nervous patient and you landed on their page, you would normally feel a little bit more at ease and potentially more inclined to contact that practice to speak to that dentist directly. So this is a really, really key case and a really good example on why your team members and dentists should have their own pages. So I'm just going to look down at the second one here. Very, very similar. And this is a really good example because we have the before and after picture here, branded for the practice, even though it's on the dentist professional page. And then we have the full headshot as well. So they're showing the dental skill here. This particular image is of a new dental nurse working with an implant dentist. So here we've been working with the practice to try and get the nurses a bit more in front of the camera and more in front of the social media. So these types of posts are really great because if this particular practice, say, was recruiting for more dental nurses and they see these types of photos where the nurse is being appreciated and celebrated, then they're more likely to apply for the job rather than maybe one of your competitors that you don't really see anything about the team. Okay, so I'm just going to also move down to this last account here, which is kind of follows a very similar theme. Obviously, we have some dental related posts here, and then we have a personal photo here. I believe this was her going to a wedding. And the thing is that these personal photos really boost engagement, and it really brings up the algorithms for your dental practices. Because if you have some teeth photos that they're getting engagement, but obviously we know that faces get more engagement than teeth photos. So by implementing, putting in some team member photos or some social photos, or some sort of outside of practice photos, this will get slightly more engagement, but then it also lifts the algorithm up, so you're overall helping with the social media. So these are 3 pages that I've just picked out from some of the clients that we're working with, just to kind of give you an example of what it is that your dentists and teams should be potentially looking at for their own professional pages. And as you can see, each one of these these ones are linking directly back. As you say, they've got the practice name on these photos here, and this one here also. This one obviously is inside the practice, and this one here was tagged in the comments below. So this is really good examples, and something that we can help with moving forward. Okay, so when we're looking at your dentist's pages, we're also going to be looking at the best times to post. And unfortunately, you're going to be looking at the middle of the day, which is going to be times that you're working. So the best thing to do is to look at speaking to your dentist, and maybe using like a scheduler that's available on Facebook, so that you can pick and point and put your content together maybe a couple of days in advance, or maybe in the morning, and schedule it for further on in the day. But here you can see that more or less Facebook and Instagram are, their engagement goals are around about the same time, which we're looking at anywhere between, we would say maybe 7 o'clock in the morning through to 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And then again, same, slightly earlier, we would say maybe between 7 and 2-3 o'clock on Facebook. So you have a really good idea of when your team members should be posting, or yourselves if you're watching this for your own use. So this is a really good example. I mean, if you're interested and you want me to send you a copy of this out, so that you can maybe have it in your office or have it in your practice, let me know and I can get these sent out so that you're aware that you're posting at the right times. Okay, so this kind of goes back to what I was stating before when it goes to what to post on your professional pages. So these are really good examples here, picked from some of the accounts that you saw earlier. So we have the dental post as well, really good high quality before and after pictures. The most important thing to remember when you're doing your before and after pictures is to make sure that you are using the most dramatic cases. As much as you are going to have dental people following your accounts, for people that are potentially looking to come to see you, they're going to be looking for the wow makeovers, the really extreme ones. And as you can see here, this is what here at the bottom right. This is the kind of before and after picture that we would potentially be looking for. Obviously, looking at dental implants, it would be the before picture without the tooth, and then obviously with the tooth as well. We get a lot of composite bonding cases, which are really, really small and slight to see. You have 3 seconds to catch someone's attention on social media, so it is as much as they are really good cases, and you're showing your talent and your hand skills. It would be better for you to maybe use it on a website or a flyer or something, or maybe show the patients directly. But for your social media, we would recommend using the wow natural pictures for the before and after pictures. Okay, so just have a look at the rest of this content here. We have some really nice finished off teeth here. So this is another way to show off the before and afters. If you don't have the before pictures, we know sometimes it's really tricky to get the before and afters, and sometimes the treatment times are so long that you may have a completely different photo or quality of photo that might not be very good to show before and afters. So these type of before and after, this particular after photo on the top left is something which shows off the perfect teeth. So this is something also that we would look at. I mean, you can tell it's not a stock photo, and it is a very high quality photo that's been put on. So the other photos we have here, some of them you'll recognise from my previous slides. So this one was the nurse's photo. With dentists, if they're trying to build their brand and they're trying to have their own personal social media, then get the team involved, show them as an authority, show them that they're doing good in the practice. This particular photo here is a really great quality photo, and it is obviously celebrating the new dental nurse, and this is something that you can't put a price on this type of content, because it's something that's very, very valuable, which can be used on the dentist's personal page and also on the on practice page as well. So this particular post maybe would be welcoming a new dental nurse on his social media, but then if you were using it on the practice page, you would maybe say, welcome Sandra, to the team. If you're looking at becoming a trained dental nurse and want to join our team, like Sandra, send us your CV or something along those lines. So it's really good to use this type of photo rather than any kind of stock photos or in general we're recruiting posts on social media. It just has such a bigger impact. So the other photos here, we obviously have the qualification photos here on the top right. And this is really good because it shows that you are always progressing. It's something that is posted onto the dentist's page specifically, and again can be shared across or not, depending on your view on that. But this is something that we would recommend dentists to post always. Everything you're doing, every CPD, every qualification that you're doing, if it's a new skill, it's even a new piece of equipment, it's really good to make sure that you're showing this, because it's not only showing that you're specifically increasing your skills to your patients, it's also to your peers as well. So when you're looking at recruitment again, it shows that you actually have the time to increase your skills and do things that interest you and have that personal development, rather than being potentially in a job where you don't have the time or flexibility to be able to do that. So this is also something that is, very key to make sure is posted on social media. So all the other photos, if we just come on the back and have a look at these middle photos here, these type of photos just humanise dentistry so much. It's so often that all we see on social media is teeth, some maybe an offer. We hardly ever see, the dentists in the natural environment. So it's really good to make sure that these friendly photos, they're smiling, they're happy, they're having fun. It really reduces dental anxiety and also increases people contacting directly from social media. You use it as a referral tool to, really get these people in. We need to be looking at creating, a dentistry world where dentists are seen as potential influencers, where, if they put some content out, then, people should be able to come directly through to them, from anywhere in the country, really. If we can get it right with your dentist, then it's a really, really good tool to have. Okay, so moving on to the next. Okay, so let's talk about video content. So I know this is probably going to be a lot when we're talking about dentists coming onto social media. Normally they are behind the camera taking the photos, but as we can see here, that 78% of people watch online videos every single week. okay, and a viewer's message is retained 95% of the message when they're watching a video compared to only 10% when they're actually physically reading it. So this is a really important message, and it doesn't need to be a long, lengthy, thought out, technical video. It just needs to be, have a plan, explain what you need to say, and keep it light. We really recommend that you can keep your videos that for social media between 30 seconds to a minute. Maybe you can push it to maybe 90 seconds. But the quicker those videos are, the more important information. People these days have a very shorter attention span compared to previously. So it's really important that when you're doing videos that they are clear information and to the point, with a clear call to action. The problem that we come across, or the challenge that we come across mainly with asking dentists for video content is they're nervous. They've not been in front of a camera before. They're quite conscious on what it is that they, how to do these videos. The most important thing is that in every single dentist that we've worked with, originally it is hard to get started, but after the first 2 or 3 have been posted, they come so much more naturally. So it's perseverance, really try and get some video content out there, reels, stories, anything that you want to do, even if you start off small with just, maybe some tips on something, and then go into your dental treatments that you want to promote. Even if you're doing, working with a particular nurse that day, see if there's something fun that you can make out of this video content, just to kind of get you going. And then when you're ready, you'll be able to put together maybe some more informative videos that you can potentially use on your social media, and then cross them onto your website and treatment pages too. Okay, and this is the thing, is that we can help you with any of this. We can do some coaching, give you some good ideas, really kind of give you some examples if you do struggle with video content. So that's fine. Okay, so now that your dentist has agreed to go on social media, things to avoid is inconsistency. Inconsistency is probably the worst thing that you can do on your social media page for your algorithm, for your followers, for yourself, basically. So it's really, really important to keep things consistent, and I'd recommend posting at least 3 times a week, and then onto your story every day if possible. But if not, keep a plan, keep an action plan together of what you're going to be posting, because if you start off with a flurry of content and you're posting 3, 4, 5, 6 times a week, and you've got your stories going, everything's going great, then what's going to happen is that something more important is going to come up, and then you'll possibly stop altogether, or one post will go out. But what you'll find is that first bit of consistency triggered your followers, triggered your algorithm, and then as soon as you drop that down, your algorithm falls, your posts aren't shown to as many people, and it kind of really it has a negative effect on your social media. So if you are not confident that you can keep up to a certain amount of posts a day, drop it back. You can always increase it. So even if you wanted to post once a week, twice a week, start small, keep it consistent, and if you need to increase it or you want to increase it, that's absolutely fine. But the most important thing is not to get overwhelmed and really hit the floor running and everything going great, and then all of a sudden not have time, or you forget and things kind of snowball. So it's really, really important to keep that consistency to your time, the time that you have, and your ability to obviously get the content together. Okay, so the next thing to avoid is unrelated and overuse of hashtags. So it's really important to look at your hashtags, depending on what platforms that you're posting on. It would be a really good idea to just look at some dental related posts, some hashtags, where, for instance, you may be doing a composite bonding case. So composite bonding would be a really good hashtag to use. But if you have a dental implant case that you're doing, or a straight teeth case that doesn't include composite bonding, don't use that hashtag. Use your local areas. You could even do, for instance, like a Dentist Essex, or Dentist New York, or just try and keep your hashtags relevant, and keep them short and sweet as well. For Facebook, 2 to 3 is all you need. And for Instagram, you can have up to 30 hashtags. We would recommend not using 30, maybe 10, 20 maximum, but try and keep them as relevant as possible. So the thing to avoid is, the last thing is being too serious. The whole point of social media, and the whole point of using social media in your dentistry marketing, as well as your dentists and team members, is to show your personality. Back to my original slide where it was to humanise dentistry, to get in front of the camera and to show people that they have no reason to be scared to come and see you. So when you are doing something fun in practice, if you have a birthday, if you have a celebration, if it's someone's anniversary, do some boomerangs, do a little bit of video content. We want to see you smiling. We want people to have no excuse not to come to your dental practice. So just relax. Even in videos, it doesn't matter if you get it wrong, you can always re-record it. And just have fun with your social media. Okay, so this kind of brings me to, just to finish up on this webinar. So what we've covered today is the importance of your team being involved in your social media. And that's to the point of them having their own professional pages. And the main points are for them, the team members and the dentists and the nurses, the hygienists, everyone to be involved in your social media. If they have a personal benefit in it, they're more likely to get the content. They can put it onto their page, tag and share it with yourselves, so that you can then cross post onto your social media. It's going to help with recruitment, it's going to help with their confidence, and all in all, it's going to help with the content that you're receiving across all of your social media. So if you don't have social media for your dental practice, let's book a discovery call. We can go over exactly what it is that you guys need. And if you have a dentist, or there is a dentist watching this today that wants more information on how to build their social media or their own brand, then also let's have a chat. We can book a call in and we can go over everything that you need. The most important thing to remember is that there's no time to lose. Social media is moving quicker and quicker and quicker, so it's something that you need to act on as soon as possible, and we're here if you need any help at all. Okay, thank you for watching.